Hi dear students, today we will see the second stanza of the poem Eve. You may please take page number 47. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, in order to make something or in order to do something bigger in our life and in order to achieve something in our life, we should dream. But here the poet says that one more condition is that, but we are not supposed to see the unrealistic dreams. We should dream in our life and we should dream the realistic dreams, but not the unrealistic dreams. And here the poet says that you should be the master of your dreams. Many times what happens, dreams becomes the master. That is not a good thing, because if the dreams becomes the master or it takes the driver's seat, what will happen? It will detach or away us from our realism or reality, and ultimately we will fail in our life. That is why the poet says that you should see dreams but see the realistic dreams, and you should be the master of your dreams and you should have the control over your dreams. And if you are not having control over your dreams and the dreams are your master, then it will detach us from reality and we will fail in our life. So be the masters of your dreams. And the second line is, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, we should have a particular aim in our life, a particular target in our life. And in that occasion, many thoughts may come, but don't make such kind of thoughts as your aim. We have to think about a matter again and again, but we should not go away from our main goal and main point. So the thoughts must be there and it should remain as thoughts. Don't make thoughts as your aim. Why? Because if many thoughts are there, then it will mislead us and it may mislead us away from our aim, and we may not able to reach our aim. So you should have thoughts, but don't make the thoughts as your aim, and aim should be something different. Don't mix up aims and thoughts together. The next two lines, if you can meet with the triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. Triumph and disaster. The meaning of triumph, it is glory and success. Disaster means a failure, and we know that the life is a combination of success and failure, sadness and happiness, good and bad things. So in our life both will come, the success and failure. And the father says to his son that you have to treat the success and failure in an equal manner, because these two are impostors. Impostors means cheaters. The triumph or the glory and the success, the disaster, the failure, both are cheaters according to the father. Why? Because whenever we get success in our life, what will happen? We will become very happy and forget about our duties and responsibilities, and ultimately we may fail next time. And the second one, the disaster or the failure. If failure comes in our life, what may happen? We may lose our self-confidence and we may lose the faith in ourselves. So that is the reason the poet says that, or the speaker says that these two, success and failure, are impostors. And because of the same reason, he says that we have to treat success and failures in an equal manner. So life is a combination of good and bad things, success and failure, and you have to treat these two impostors, success and failures, in an equal manner, because these two can cheat. These two extremes, one side success, one side failure, and don't go with the two extremes, and it will affect your future. And the next line, if you can bear to hear the truth you have spoken, twisted by nails to make a trap for fools, Knaves means the dishonest friends. Sometimes you may speak some truths, you may make some kind of statement, but your dishonest friends may misinterpret and manipulate such a kind of statement in order to fool other people. You might have experienced the same thing. You said particular truth to a particular friend, but she or he said something different to other people, and ultimately your name spoiled. And in such a kind of occasions, if you can able to hear such a kind of truths and such a kind of misinterpretation about your statement without losing your temperament, then you can become a good person. So here in these two lines, the poet says, or the father says to his son, that sometimes in your life your statement and your points may be misinterpreted and manipulated by your dishonest friends in order to make other people fool. In such a kind of situation, if you are not losing your temper, then you are a good person and you can become a good person in future. The last two lines of the stanza. Or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. Sometimes you may witness in your life that the things that you gave your life and effort are broken. Sometimes you may experience failures in your life. You might have given all your time and effort to a particular aim, but the result was a failure, broken. Then what one person should do? The poet says that, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. Worn out tools means the damaged or the scattered tools. There the poet says that stoop, you just bend down and pick up the scattered or the damaged parts and build them up again. So that is the point. In your failure, don't cry and don't lose your confidence. You try again and again. You work hard in order to achieve success. Don't waste your time just crying for the things that happen, the failure that happened in our life. We may be broken, our aim may be broken, but use the scattered or the damaged part and try to build them up again. You will witness success in your life. So in the second stanza, the conditions given by father to sons are dream. You have to dream in your life, but don't make dreams your master. You should have realistic dreams. And the second one, you should think, but don't deviate from your main and important aim. And the next one, consider the triumph and disaster in an equal manner, because these both are impostors. The fourth one, sometimes your dishonest friends may misinterpret your statement in order to fool other people. That time you should not lose your temper. And finally he says that you may experience failure in your life even after you work very hard and you give your full time for a particular aim. Then also you may feel and you may face failure. That time don't be upset and don't lose your self-confidence, but try to build them up again by using the scattered parts. So in this stanza we can find there is a poetic device used, that is personification. Here the poet calls disaster and triumph are impostors. Impostor is a human quality. You know what is the meaning of personification. Personification is giving human qualities to the inanimate thing. So impostor, it is a human quality. It is attributed, this particular quality is attributed to triumph and disaster. That is why personification is used here. So I hope that it is clear to you. You once again go through the stanza and we will see the third stanza in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.